lust, gluttony, greed, sloth, wrath, envy, pride. Through the millions of video games, I selected a particular 7 that perfectly illustrates the 7 deadly sins, starting from The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, which represents lust. The Witcher originally started as a series of books that is set in a fantasy world inspired by Slavic mythology and folklore. The main storyline revolves around Geralt of Rivia, a monster hunter known as a Witcher, with supernatural abilities and experiences rigorous training from a young age. The game pictures the sin of lust through its fascinating story and character relationships. When you play as the Witcher, you experience the themes of desire, passion, and temptation as you follow the adventures of Geralt of Rivia. Throughout the game, Geralt engages in romantic relationships with various characters, including sorceresses like Triss Marigold and Yennefer of Vengerberg, each representing different aspects of desire and temptation.
I just wanted to take you aside, without cluing the others into what we're up to.
And what are we up to?
Sneaking upstairs to make love.
Yen, don't get mad, but...
Stop. Suddenly I have an immense desire to drink.
These relationships often result in emotional complications, jealousy, and ethical dilemmas, showcasing the risks of giving in to lustful desires. The game also features a house where men visit women of low morals, and sexual encounters that highlight the general presence of lust in its world, clarifying the darker sides of human nature. In 2019, Netflix released a live-action adaptation of Witcher, in which elements of lust are preserved, just like in the game. I'll give you a tip. If you live with your parents and you're playing Witcher 3, you better be prepared to fast alt-tab when your mother enters your room. But let's get back to the topic of the video, because this is only the beginning. The second deadly sin is gluttony, which represents Overcooked. In this game, players control chefs in a kitchen scenario, tasked with preparing and cooking many dishes under a time limit. The game's main focus is on cooperative multiplayer gameplay, although it can also be played solo. The idea for the game was inspired by a TV show Hell's Kitchen, where aspiring chefs compete in various culinary challenges to win the title of head chef at a prestigious restaurant or a cash prize. And Overcooked is the same. It puts you in a kitchen environment where you have to prepare and serve more and more dishes to meet the expectations of hungry customers, with orders quickly stacking up and time running out.
Words. I already served it.
No, but it wasn't
it
up
doesn't
there
count.
yet.
Served it to who?
Who the f did you serve it to?
Who needs it?
Shrimp now!
The game's fast pace and pressure to keep everyone fed reflects the idea of excessive consumption associated with gluttony. Trying to keep up with the chaos, players may prioritize quantity over quality, leading to waste and inefficiency. The game rewards players for taking on more orders, pushing them to be greedier despite the negative outcomes. Giving into gluttony results in a chaotic kitchen, with burned dishes, wasted ingredients, and angry customers. While I don't think the main goal of the developers was to make a game revolving around the sin of gluttony, the name of the game itself suggests that it's an accurate comparison. However, most people think that gluttony only applies to food, but it also applies to alcohol and cigarettes. So I want to make 2 honorable mentions that reflect this. For alcohol, it will be Red Dead Redemption 2, and for cigarettes, it will be Mafia. The third deadly sin is greed, which represents Grand Theft Auto 5. GTA 5 highlights the sin of greed by involving players in a huge open world. The storyline features 3 protagonists, each obsessed with acquiring wealth, power, and luxury. From small thefts to detailed heists, the characters engage in criminal activities to gather fortunes. The virtual city of Los Angeles acts as a breeding ground for greed, obtaining luxurious properties and showcasing their legal gains. The online multiplayer component, GTA Online, escalates the theme as players attempt to accumulate virtual wealth and show dominance over weaker, beginner players. However, the negative consequences of unchecked greed are obvious as characters betray each other in their cold-hearted pursuits of riches, leading to moral decay, disloyalty, and ultimately, self-destruction.
Why? Why? Because you don't want me to testify in court.
Okay. Then put your gun down and we'll talk.
After you, buddy.
Come on, where's the trust?
You can do better than that.
Put the weapons down, boys. Fun time is over. We've got you.
Put your weapons down, all of you. Who the fuck are you with? With me. You fucking rat. I knew you didn't have the balls for this.
Oh, same goddamn leg!
Go! Fuck!
By exploring greed and its consequences, Grand Theft Auto provides a thought-provoking analysis of uncontrolled ambition and the harmful impact of materialism on people. This motive of greed is not only found in GTA 5, but in all previous versions of the game, as well as in upcoming GTA 6. But let's forget about the world of gangsters and look at something more sweet. The fourth deadly sin is Sloth, which represents Animal Crossing. This game reflects Sloth through its relaxing gameplay. You live in a peaceful village with animal characters, where time moves slowly. There are no meaningful tasks. This lack of pressure allows players to enjoy activities like fishing, fishing, bug catching, and decorating their virtual homes without any strict goals. The game's easygoing pace can lead players to prioritize distraction over productivity as they engage in routine tasks like watering flowers and collecting fruit, strengthening a sense of repetition. While the game celebrates relaxation, it also hints at the dangers of being too idle and emphasizes the balance between laziness and responsibility. The situation is the same as with Overcooked. I think that the developer's main goal was not to create a game around the sin of sloth. It's a pretty accurate comparison. The fifth deadly sin is wrath, which represents doom. This is one of the classics of the video game industry, and I think especially all Karens will agree with this comparison. Doom delves deep into the sin of wrath, throwing players into a chaotic world of violence and chaos. As the powerful Doomslayer, you release your anger on waves of demonic enemies in the depths of hell.
Okay. Ow! Holy shit, I blasted him to infinity.
The game's quick combat and high energy action let players release their frustration by taking down enemies with hard-hearted efficiency. However, while Doom takes pleasure in the excitement of battle, it also highlights the destructive consequences of unchecked aggression. Back in the early days of Doom, players were known to get so frustrated with difficult levels or challenging enemies that they would smash their keyboards in frustration. But to be honest, that could be attributed to 90% of games today. However, now let's look at the sixth deadly sin, envy, which represents The Sims 4. This is a game where players control virtual people called Sims. Here, players can make their Sims look whatever they want and give them fancy houses and jobs. This can make players feel bad about their own lives and want what others have. The game focuses a lot on social status and competing with neighbors and coworkers. This can lead players to feel jealous and try to copy what others have, even if it's not realistic.
I'm just gonna have Travis here flirt with Summer. He's gonna blow her a kiss right in front of Liberty, and we're gonna see what happens. Okay, and Liberty is reacting. Okay, she just became very sad, drifting love from jealousy.
Although The Sims 4 promotes happiness and reaching goals, it also shows how comparing yourself to others and wanting what they have can be harmful. Through its picture of envy, the game prompts players to reflect on their own desires and aspirations, encouraging them to find fulfillment and satisfaction in their own lives, rather than constantly striving for unattainable ideals. In short, The Sims is a game that reflects our real life. People are usually jealous by nature and only appreciate something when they lose it. The last one, seventh deadly sin, is pride, which represents the god of war. This game shows how being too proud can cause problems. The main character, Kratos, is a warrior who thinks he's better than everyone else. He always wants more power and tries to hurt the gods because he believes he's better than them. This makes him do bad things that end up hurting a lot of people.
And your boy, Allfather, has plans for him.
He never admits when he's wrong or asks for help. His extremely masculine nature evokes the pride that gets in the way and causes a lot of trouble for everyone around him. Through its picture of pride, God of War offers a forewarning about the dangers of uncontrolled arrogance and the destructive impact it can have on both individuals and society. In conclusion, the 7 deadly sins represented by video games have taught us exploring human nature through the lens of gaming. Each sin manifests itself uniquely in virtual worlds, serving as representations of our own desires and shortcomings. As gamers, we should pay attention to the lessons learned from our computer screens to maximize our chances to achieve success both in-game and in life beyond the screen. If you enjoyed this documentary, check out another one.